So I studied music at university, as did my girlfriend at the time. And not surprisingly, the guitar was my first instrument, and for her it was the piano. And I remember one time I was doing some practicing in front of her, and I was just doing technique exercises on my electric, I think it was. And she said that the exercises sounded a lot like Hanan. And that was my first exposure to these exercises. So Hanon is a piano teacher who came up with 60 technique exercises for pianists. And once I had a look at them, I realised these were something that I could adapt and play on the guitar as well. Now, this being piano music, it's all musical score, it's not tabs. But that shouldn't really matter even if you can't read music. It is really quite easy to adapt these, so it is worth having a look and seeing if you can incorporate these into your own practice schedule as well. So what I'll do is I'll put a link. These are freely available now on the internet. You can download PDFs of all of this kind of stuff, and I'll put a link in the description field of where you can go. There are plenty of places which will have this music available to download. But as I say, I'll put a link in the description field so you can get hold of it yourself. But what I'll do now is I'll zoom in and just sort of go through it so you can kind of understand what's going on in the score. So we can see that there are no complex rhythms going on, everything is just straight 16th notes. And there are parallel lines, obviously one's going to be for the left hand and one's going to be for the right hand of the pianist. And we can see, if we look at each bar in turn, each bar is very similar to the last one. It's the same phrase that's moving up and down the scale in C major. And if we look at that first phrase, we can see that you play the first note, you miss out the second note, so you're playing 1, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3 of the scale that you're working in. And in this case, it's C major. And then the second bar starts on the second note, so that would be 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, or whatever. So let's apply this to the guitar then. So firstly, I'm only interested in playing one of the lines. I'm not wanting to work on playing octaves or anything like that. So I just pick on one of the lines and I look at the structure of it. And the other thing that I want to do is that I'm really interested in building my dexterity in a position on the guitar neck. So rather than just playing from C to C, what I'm going to do is to try and play all the notes that I can reach in any one position. So there's my 3 notes per string scale in C major. And that takes me up to an F at the high note and C on the low note. So that's the range that I'm going to work with. And I take that first phrase, which is 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3. And then the next one starts with 2. And you can see how I just keep that going all the way across the neck until I get to the very last one. And then if you have a look at the score, they turn it around by inverting the pattern, by reversing it. So all the way down until you get back to that first phrase again. Now, as you can see, you can pretty much work out what the exercise is going to be by just looking at the first bar of the ascending line and the first bar of the descending line. And if you have a look on that website link that I've put below, there are actually cheat sheets in there which give you exactly that, so you don't have to download the whole book. You could just download the cheat sheet, and that gives you 10 exercises per sheet of paper. So that's a useful thing to get hold of as well. But what I really liked here was, and it's something I've done throughout my career, is trying to take inspiration from other instruments, not just guitarists, but just trying to build in ideas from other musical instruments as well and see how they fit on the guitar neck. And that's something I'd recommend you doing as well. And so anyway, get hold of them, have a play with them and see how you get on with them. And we'll chat next time. Goodbye.